Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Christine Redwood. I'm one of the pastors here. And I want to ask you, have you ever glimpsed the divine? For me, it's lying under the Christmas tree as a small child, gazing up at the lights and being filled with wonder. Or after the Christmas dinner, my extended family would gather around and us kids would get up and tell the Christmas story. And I'd go to bed that night just feeling happy and loved. It's moments like this, isn't it? When you're singing carols and you've got the candles up and you're singing songs of hope together with other people. It's seeing my sister being wheeled out back to her hospital room, cradling her newborn child. It's being able to travel the world and see this amazing world. And I remember when I was in Kenya watching shooting stars in the sky. It's that inexplicable feeling you sometimes get, that you're not alone, that you're loved, that there's something out there who loves you. Have you ever experienced the transcendent? It's so easy in our lives, living in suburbia, if you're like me, running from task to miss it, to miss God, to fail to see that the whole creation is praising and pointing to God. And we do that. We neglect the spiritual dimension of our lives to our detriment. But think back to when you looked at the stars. You know, throughout human history, people have gazed at this world with wonder and they've asked questions. And the ancient astronomers used to trace the planets, trying to work out the human mystery. What is life all about? We still do that today. We look at horoscopes. We're trying to find a spiritual connection. There's some inbuilt longing in us to have a relationship with God, to find meaning and purpose in our lives. And you know, the Christmas story, there's these wise men, and you can read about it in the Gospel of Matthew. They were people who were paying attention, and they saw something unusual. They saw a star at its rising. And really, it was only a rumour to go by, but it moved them into action. They had this spiritual moment, and they didn't just let it brush past them, but it moved them into action, and they searched for answers. And they made the way to Jerusalem, and they asked, "Where is the child who's been born King of the Jews? We saw his star at the rising, and we want to pay him homage." They wanted to worship him because their eyes were opened, and they could see the world, and they knew that the world wasn't always about singing songs. It's not always moments of joy or the divine. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. Sometimes it's broken families and broken hearts. Sometimes it's famine and war and financial burdens, and it's regret and hurt and finally death. But no matter how dark it gets, there's something within the human spirit. And we look up into the night sky and we see the stars, and that light is enough to give us the strength to keep pushing forward and to keep searching for a reason to hope. And the wise men saw it. A star at its rising. A baby is born. The good news is that the divine has entered the world. God in the flesh. The King has come. The hope of the world rests in this child. And the wise men knew that. And so they went to worship him, this child who would grow up to be a man, who would defeat death itself, and rising from the grave would begin transforming this place. So instead of barrenness, new life might come. God wiping the tears of every eye. Love is coming. Justice is coming. A relationship with God is open to all people. And the wise men went all the way to Bethlehem. And when they saw the baby in Mary's arms, they were overwhelmed with joy. And so they worshipped him, and they gave him the best they had. They gave him gold and frankincense and myrrh, because the divine had come. They could have a relationship. I want to encourage you this Christmas season, somehow in the busyness of all, to just stop and to notice God. Perhaps when you put up the star and you're reaching up and put that star into the Christmas tree, be moved. When you cradle a baby in your arms, remember the baby who came. Look at the stars in the sky and be moved with wonder. Look around as we sing and allow yourself to be moved by God. Read the Gospels for yourselves and allow yourself to worship with joy and thanksgiving, so that you might shine like a star right here on this earth and shine out God's love into this world. May you have a wonder-filled Christmas this year. God bless you.